Moore.
Here.
Sisti.
Here.
Zimmers.
Here.
That is 6 present.
Okay. Present comments. Public comments will occur during the public comments portion of the meeting. If you are interested in addressing the board, fill out the required public participation at board meetings form and submit to Ms. Mitchell in the front row. And it'll be a quick one tonight, so just let you know. It's a packed house back there. All right. We're going to start with board salutes. I'm going to switch it up.
Ooh. I don't have anything tonight.
Oh, Miss Sisti,
I don't have anything.
I have a couple. I'd like to congratulate the Southwest Spartans for winning the Collegeville Holiday Tournament. It's the first time they won that, the 27 years that they've been involved. And also to Lamphere for getting second place at the Pekin Holiday Tournament. So we really represented ourselves well in these tournaments over the holidays.
Smarts?
Back to school tomorrow. I'm sure all of our students and staff are looking forward to that. So hopefully it'll be a great second semester. Other than that, look forward to a good second semester from everyone.
Mr. Flamini?
Well, there's a lot of people that are glad school's back in. The mothers at home. Come back on just a few voices. That's it. Love and kisses. But this is a very important institution. Just think about your own life and think about all the other things that goes on in the school district. But this is a good one.
Right. And we are having school tomorrow, right? Superintendent Gill?
Yes, I'll go over that during the superintendent's.
Sounds
but
good.
just to break anybody's well wishes at home, we are going to have school tomorrow. From what it looks like, we will be making the decision very soon. If not,
All righty.
everybody's out the door tomorrow.
Discussion items. We're going to move to 4.1. Any board members have any old business? Okay, hearing none. Do any board members have any new business? Okay, hearing none. 4.3 is board policy, sexual harassment. Everybody had that in their packet. Superintendent Gill, I don't know if you want to go over anything.
Yeah, this is actually a new state law that just went into effect on January 1st, and this is our first reading. We'll, make sure that, we have you have a chance to read over it, see if there's any questions here tonight. We want to make sure everybody knows that we are implementing and following this policy immediately, but we wanted to bring it for you to read and make sure that you had any questions. But it is one that's being adopted readily all over the state of Illinois.
So next meeting, we're going to approve that. So.
Right. Is there any questions right now from a first reading that anybody has or that you would like me to look into? Or are we? Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Student business. Our student board member's not here, so we're going to move on.
She did say that she might come, so hopefully we can jump back to her if
No
we have her.
problem.
She can have part of my spot.
Gotcha. All right, there's no presentations to the board. So moving on to 6.1, Superintendent Gill.
We have Nate Frutz here today in the seat for Mr. Basco that will help us with our financial business report.
Good evening, President Lopez and members of the board. For December, education fund revenues were just under $4.8 million, and education fund expenditures totaled $9.925 million. Expenditures exceeded revenues by $5.14 million. The O&M fund revenues were just under $49,000, and expenditures were $1.18 million. Expenditures exceeded revenues by $1.13 million. All remaining FY17 state payments were received at the end of December, and the second round of FY18 categoricals have been vouchered by ISB. As of December 31st, outstanding state payments total just under $4.9 million.
And that is just the categoricals that we're missing at this point in time.
That's correct,
and a couple
yes.
other state payments. So basically, this is the first time we've been caught up this early in the year from the previous year's payments. So even though we're still 4.9 behind where we should be right now, those have been vouchered, and it's the best news we've had in a while. And we know that they'll be going back at this budget conversation, but we do appreciate the money being vouchered and somewhat on time. So,
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
All All right.
All right.
Move on to Superintendent's report. Superintendent Gill.
Sure, thank you. I guess the cold weather is a topic of interest tonight, and I'm certainly happy to talk with the media afterwards. I know you reached out to me today, but it was our teacher workshop day and things going on today. We just want everybody to know that we look at not only the actual real temperature, but the wind chill when we make our decisions. And it looks as if tomorrow morning, and we look about where it'll be between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning, because that's when our kiddos will be out on the bus stop standing outside. It can be something at 1 o'clock in the morning, but warmer at those times. So we do use, usually we use AccuWeather as our main source, and they do give you a pretty good hour by hour prediction of the temperature. And they also have something called Real Feel, which is the wind chill. And that kind of helps us understand and know what we need to do. And we kind of look at the temperature and the wind chill together to make these decisions. And look at the rest of the weather. Is it snowing at the time, or is it doing other types of inclement weather in conjunction with the cold weather? So we are going to be open tomorrow. We look at those tonight, and they are scheduled to be like 13 degrees tomorrow morning, which is much warmer than it was today. We'll keep our eye open each and every day as we move forward. Although weather predictions can be pretty accurate these days, you don't want to make a decision too far in advance. We want students in school, and we don't want to have large times when they're out of school, but we also want to keep their safety at our forefront. I just want to remind parents that it's important to have a family safety plan, to dress warm for the frigid air and snow. Make sure you know how long you're watching your child and how long they're out there, and if the bus has come or not come. Make sure your child knows to come inside if they've been out there a while and the bus hasn't come, and that if you can't be at work, if you have to be at work and you can't be outside watching, that they have a safety plan and know where to go. It really takes all of us to kind of make this a go in cold weather. But just make sure you're dressing up and bundling up, because it is winter in Illinois. It's nothing new that it gets cold and wind blows a little bit. We want to make sure that we have our kids in school. We need them back doing the things that we need to do to move through with their education. So tomorrow we are going to be in school. Stated that again. But we'll look at Thursday and we'll look at Friday individually. We try to make our decision about cold weather by 8 or 8:30 in the evening so that families can plan ahead for the next day. We do use all of our parent link notification, our website. We'll obviously reach out to media sources to make the decision for the next morning. There are times when we have to make a later decision about weather cancellations. For instance, a snow comes in and we thought we were going to get snow over break and it all went north of us. So predictions are predictions. You have to wait and actually see what happens. There are some times when we'll have weather come in and we'll have to make a decision that morning. We try to do so before 5:30 in the morning and make sure that all those media calls and everything get out before 6 o'clock. That gives families some time, but I think you watching the news yourself and knowing the weather is always very helpful as well. So with those things being said, tomorrow is expected to be an okay day. Thursday might be kind of cold. We'll have to keep our eye on it. We want to keep kids in school, though. I'll say that again. So we're trying, and we just wanted to kind of give a little bit of an overview. I also wanted the board and the members of our audience here today to take a moment of silence for two individuals that we've lost this week that I think mean a lot to many of us. Liz Leonard passed away this week. She had been an employee of District 186 for many years, working at Lincoln, Hay Edwards, and Graham Elementary as a teaching assistant from 1987 to 2015, and was Coach Leonard's wife from SHG. I believe he's also their athletic director. And then just today, we want to, say our condolences to the SJR staff and family of Tim Landis, who passed away suddenly today. He's meant a lot to our community for so long. So if we could please take a moment of silence. Thank you for that. You've already given a shout out about our sports things that I had down here, but we still, right at the end of the week before we went on break, had some great outreach from our community once again. Horace Mann came to Harvard Park and brought Santa Claus with them and gave a lot of goodie bags and things that full of a new long sleeve shirt for every single student to have that had their school spirit on there. So that's amazing. I had the school logo, colors, name of the school printed on the shirt. The police department officers who serve our community gave more than 50 students at Fairview Elementary an opportunity to shop with an officer at Myers. So that was great. They each received a new jacket, pair of shoes, along with some other goodies. So we really appreciate the police department for doing that. And then Westside Church, it's their 6th year where they've given groceries to students and their families for winter break. Students receive stocking stuffers and toys as well. And so it's just always heartwarming to see the community outpour that we have for our students at the time around the holidays. And we had 4 Grant Middle School, and I'm sure many other teachers across the district achieve their national board certifications, but congratulations to Stephanie Schneider, Katie Gibbs, Tracy Silveri, and Gina Romer. Somebody called in a shout out for them. That is extra coursework and a lot of time on task for those teachers to videotape themselves teaching, submit those, do a lot of coursework above and beyond what they do on an average daily basis to receive their national board certification. And it always makes a superintendent proud to have teachers with the highest status possible serving our students. So thank you for what they do every day and for the extra work that they put in to get that coursework. So I think at this time, that's the end of the superintendent's reporting, unless anybody has any questions.
All right. We'll move on to consent action items. Superintendent Gill.
President Lopez and members of the board, I recommend approval of consent action items 8.2 through 8.4 as described in the corresponding resolution.
A motion.
So moved.
Second? Second. Questions, discussion?
We do have the Bright Star agreement on there, and I just wanted to let, for the good of the board, know that they have removed that portion about having to pay a nurse if they were to go, outside the 25 miles. However, they did assure us that they have 25 nurses on their rolls that live within this area. One of the other questions was, just how often might we need them? And there was, just looking at November and December, I think there was 9 different days that we had at least one nurse position uncovered in the district. Generally, what we do is we pull a nurse from an elementary school to go out to leave for our more severe, situations, and then that leaves the school open. We have one floating nurse, Val Rogers, who also serves as kind of the coordinator, so she goes and does everything she can, but sometimes she's serving 2 and 3 schools a day, which is pretty crazy for her timing. We have about 10 sub-nurses on our list. Sometimes they're being used, or they are also on several different sub-lists, so they're getting called to different places. So it's a service that I think will really benefit our district in having one other way that we can make sure that we're covered for our nursing services.
That was good. No, I like the changes that were made to it. I think it's
I think
more
it was a
acceptable.
great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Ready to vote?
Okay, Lopez,
Aye.
Mars,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Sisti, Zimmers,
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
That is 6 aye votes.
9.1, Superintendent Gill.
Okay, Mrs. Sherman?
President Lopez and members of the board, the superintendent recommends adoption of the personnel recommendations as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none.
Mars,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Sisti, Zimmers,
Aye.
Flamini,
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
That is 6 aye votes.
Okay. 9.2, Superintendent Gill.
All right, we are continuing with our employee groups each meeting, and tonight we have approval of a salary agreement with the Springfield Principals and Administrators Association. That includes like the assistant principals and principals assistants, guidance teams, things of that nature. So I'm going to read their proposal. It's rather short compared to the last one. So the school district and SPAA reached an agreement concerning salary for the 17 through 19 school year, so a 2-year agreement. The SPAA is comprised of the following employees: principals, assistant principals, principal assistants, and guidance teams. This agreement recognizes the efforts of the SPAA members while maintaining a balanced budget and protecting our fund balance. The financial terms are as follows. For the 17-18 school year, all SPAA members will receive movement and longevity where applicable. There will be a 0.8% increase per cell. In addition, there will be a step added to the end of the salary schedule. The cost of this increase is $196,208. For the 18-19 school year, all SPAA members will receive movement and longevity where applicable, and there will be a 0.75% increase per SAL. In addition, there will be an additional 1.5% added to Step 13 and a longevity step added after the 25th year of service to the district. Please keep in mind that these percentages and increases are the same proportional increase given to our other bargaining groups.
Have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none?
Moore.
Aye.
Sisti. Zimmers.
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Mars.
Aye.
That is 6 aye votes.
9.3, Superintendent Gill.
Okay, this is another employee group we have, the PTSP, which are the Professional Technical Support Personnel. The school district and the Professional Technical Support Personnel, PTSP, concluded negotiations concerning salary for the 17-18 and 18-19 school years. PTSP is comprised of the following employees and employee groups: AV Copy Machine Repair Technician, Assistant AV Copy Machine Repair Technician, Assistant Director of Operations and Maintenance, Assistant Manager of Food Service, Computer Repair Technicians, Coordinator of TV and Video Services, the Edulog Operator, Manager of Purchasing Payroll, Manager of Transportation, Program Analysts, System Support Specialists, Attendance System Managers, Field Supervisor Food Service, the Dietitian, and Accountant. This agreement recognizes the efforts of PTSP members while maintaining a balanced budget and protecting the district fund balance. The financial terms for PTSP are as follows. For the 17-18 school year, all PTSP members will receive a 2.6% increase per SAL. There will be no movement. The cost of this increase is $47,269. For the 2018-19 school year, all PTSP members will receive a 2.98% increase per SAL. There will be no movement. Please keep in mind this is the same proportional increase given to all employee groups. They also had one contract language change: sick leave following the completion of the 25th year of employment with the district. An exception to the annual allotment of sick days will be 20 days per year. That will be allocated with those with at least 100 accumulated days prior to the start of the school year.
So moved.
A motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none?
Sisti. Zimmers.
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Mars.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
That is 6 aye votes.
9.4, Student Discipline, Superintendent Gill.
President Lopez and members of the board, I recommend that one 9th grade student be hereby expelled from further attendance at Southeast High School through the end of the 18-19 school year with a program, and that 2 8th grade students be hereby expelled from further attendance at Grant Middle School through the end of the 17-18 school year with a program.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none?
Zimmers.
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
Lopez.
Present?
Mars.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Sisti. That is 5 aye votes and 1 present.
Okay. Next meeting is Tuesday, January 16th, here in the boardroom. January 15th is no school with Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we will see you guys next board meeting.
It's a quick one when we haven't had kids for the last 2 weeks, right?
Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.